Before this witness said a single word under oath, Major General Feroz Khan already had the file because someone made sure he saw it first. Press play. Because what is coming is sworn testimony at the Madlanga Commission, and it names. This is Witness O, a colonel, formerly of crime intelligence, still serving today. She testifies that on 4th of July 2018, Major General Khan walked into her office, handed her his cell phone, and asked her to give her personal email address to a woman on the line. That woman, she says she later realized, was Advocate Andrea Johnson, then a senior prosecutor, now the head of South Africa's Anti-Corruption Directorate, IDAC. Minutes later, an email lands in the colonel's inbox with an instruction attached. Print it, hand it to Khan, then delete it. What looked like a small favor is, in this testimony, a hairline crack, and once you follow it, it does not stay small. First, you will hear exactly what was inside that envelope, docket photographs, and an audio file tied to an assault complaint against Khan himself. Then watch the timeline tighten. A sworn statement stamped 1230, which she says cannot be true. Just when you think it cannot get tighter, she points to the document's own file properties, modified at 1333, hours after it was supposedly signed. And finally, hear why she says she kept that envelope untouched for years, waiting for the moment it would matter. This is sworn evidence before a judicial commission about whether the country's top anti-corruption prosecutor helped a suspect see the case against him before he gave his side. That question matters to every South African watching. Watch it, then tell us in the comments what stood out most to you. Like this video, share it before it gets buried in the feed, and subscribe so you catch the next session. This is Mzansi Cast, the testimony unfiltered. Here is the moment, in her own words.
Thank you. I'm an adult female employed within the South African Police Service, formerly attached to the Crime Intelligence Division, and currently still employed in the SAPS with the rank of a colonel.
Continue.
Do I continue? Okay. The purpose of this statement is to inform the Commission of my personal involvement regarding an incident that occurred on 4 July 2018 involving Advocate Andrea Johnson and Major General Feroz Khan, and my subsequent disclosure of this incident to members of the Directorate for Priority Crime Investigation, also known as the Hawks. At the time of the incident, I held the rank of a captain.
Okay, the next topic is the incident on 4 July 2018. Please proceed.
On 4 July 2018, I was working in my office when Major General Khan, who was attending a meeting in the main boardroom, entered my office on the ground floor near the boardroom and handed me his cell phone and requested me to give my personal email address to the person he was speaking to on the cell phone. He said the person's name is Andrea. On the other end of General Khan's phone was a female. The conversation was brief and I could not immediately place the voice of the female caller. The female caller asked for my private email address and told me that I should give the contents of the email to General Khan. I gave her my email address. She told me that once I have given the contents of the email to General Khan, I must delete the email. I thought it was strange and a strange request, but I obliged. At 12:46, I received the email from an email address with the name Andrea Johnson.
You don't have to read it into the record, the email address. And then could I just ask you, you say that the female caller asked you to give the contents of the email to General Khan. Did she say how you should do that? In other words, must it be, should you email it? Should you print it? How would General Khan get the contents of the email?
I cannot recall now the exact words or exactly what she said, but I printed the email and gave it to him. I placed it in a white envelope.
Okay.
And what do you mean when you say you obliged?
I gave my personal email address to the caller.
All right, thank you. I thought you meant you deleted.
No, I did not delete the mail.
Okay.
Thank you.
So when you say in paragraph 4 that you obliged, you're referring to the request to provide the contents of the email to General Khan?
Yes, and to give my private email address to her, yes.
Okay, thank you. And then paragraph 5.
Okay, the subject header was Petley complaint. The following documents and audio file was attached to the email. Should I read it out?
No, you don't need to. We take note that it was photographs and an audio. We'll go to those documents just for you to confirm that that is indeed what was attached to the email. But before that, when you saw the subject header, Petley complaint, did you know what it related to?
Not at that stage. Only when I opened the files, I realized it related to an incident that occurred between Brigadier Petley and General Khan.
Perhaps just a minor issue. The documents, or rather you itemize them under 5.1 to 5.13 of your statement. Please continue.
Thank you, Chair. And did you know a person known as Petley?
Yes, I knew Brigadier Petley. She was working under General Khan.
Okay. Then could I just ask you, you can continue with your...
Maybe before that, the person named Andrea that you ultimately speak to and eventually you're able to know who it is, before this telephone call, had you ever spoken to her?
Not personally, but I could not recall exactly when, but I did attend a meeting where she was also. And also I followed her on the TV when she covered the matter of Oscar Pistorius.
Okay, so you didn't have a personal relationship with her?
No, not a personal relationship.
Thank you.
Thank you. So can we then go to paragraph 6 of your statement?
The attachments consisted of 12 JPG photos and 1 audio file. The audio file is available if required. The above-mentioned material has been under my control since I received it on 4 July 2018. I did not delete the email. I realized that the person I had spoken to was Advocate Andrea Johnson, who was a senior prosecutor at the time and is currently head of the Independent Directorate of the National Prosecuting Authority, also known as IDAC. The attachments
Sorry, Witness O, can I just ask you, why didn't you delete the email?
Well, I thought the request was strange. Why would you email something and then request to delete it? So I was thinking, I was cautious and I kept it.
When you say you realized that the person you had spoken to was Andrea Johnson, you realized this from the email itself?
From the email, yes. The email or her name appeared on the email.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. You can proceed with paragraph 7.
The attachments to the email from Advocate Johnson originated from the Gmail address from Mr. Barry Bateman, known to me at that time as a journalist. Mr. Bateman sent the email to Advocate Johnson at 18:05 on 3 July 2018 with the same subject header. I assisted General Khan
Witness O, if you can, in the second file that you have, go to page 5, just to confirm. We have already dealt with it, but just for you to confirm for the record that this was the email.
I confirm that this is the email.
Are you on page 5?
On page 5, yes.
And you confirm that that was the email that you received from Advocate Andrea Johnson?
Yes, I see my private email address on top, so I confirm that this is the email I received.
And at the bottom of page 5 until page 8, actually page 10 I think it is, can you confirm that those were the attachments to the email?
I confirm that those are the attachments to the email.
And what were the attachments? The photos, what were they photographs of?
When I printed it, I realized that it seems like the contents of a docket. It looks like an A1 statement of Brigadier Petley.
Had you read the contents at the
No, I
time?
did not. No.
Okay.
In that page 5 email, you confirm, because you confirm that because the email address is not shown, it's been redacted for good reason, but you confirm that the email address of Andrea Johnson is not an NPA or SAPS email address.
Yes, I confirm that it's a Gmail address.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. You may continue.
I assisted General Khan by printing the contents of the email. There was nothing strange about this because at the time General Khan did not have his own support staff as yet, and I used to assist him with his administration together with another colleague of mine. What was strange was that the information was sent to my private email and I was instructed to delete the email thereafter. After I received the email from Advocate Johnson, I forwarded the email to my SAPS email address, printed the attachments, put the contents in a white envelope and gave it immediately to General Khan. Whilst I was printing the attachments, I realized that they were photos of the contents of a case docket and an audio file. I cannot remember whether I somehow gave the audio recording to General Khan.
Can I just ask you then if you could please go to page 8 of the bundle?
Okay.
And just to confirm that at the date there's an email from your Gmail account to another email address with your name, and is that the work email address?
At the time, it was my work email address, yes.
Okay, and then the date and time is 4 July 2018 at 13:45.
No, it says 12:45.
12:45, my apologies, 12:45. Correct?
Yes, correct.
Can go back to your, if we can then go to page 9. That is, again, the attachments till page 11 of the email.
Okay.
And then back to your statement at paragraph 10.
The email contained photos of the A1 statement of Brigadier Petley, a female crime intelligence officer who had made a criminal complaint against General Khan for an incident that occurred on 26 June 2018 at the Crime Intelligence Office. She had accused General Khan of assault and intimidation. What I know now is that the audio file contained a recording of parts of the incident between General Khan and Brigadier Petley. I was aware of the alleged assault and intimidation incident because on the day of the incident, General Khan came to our office and told my colleague and me about it. My colleague assisted General Khan.
Sorry, Witness O, do you recall what he told you had occurred?
Yes, when he came to our office, he indicated, I cannot now exactly recall the words, but it came down to he has put her in her place. But the way he explained it, it was out of his character for me.
You say it was out of his character that the incident occurred?
Yes, and that he had this altercation with Brigadier Petley. I did not know him as a person that fights with other people.
Okay. Continue. Paragraph 11.
My colleague assisted General Khan with a draft of his statement in the alleged assault and intimidation matter. I know this because General Khan later came to me to commission the statement, which I did. I cannot remember whether my colleague and General Khan were already busy with the statement when I handed him the contents of Advocate Johnson's affidavit, but I know that they continued drafting the statement after I handed General Khan the white envelope.
Sorry, Witness O, can we just make a correction there? When I handed him the contents of Advocate Johnson's email, not affidavit.
Okay, sorry, I'm making the correction. I will read the paragraph again. I cannot remember whether my colleague and General Khan were already busy with the statement when I handed him the contents of Advocate Johnson's email, but I know that they continued drafting the statement after I handed General Khan the white envelope. I also know that I commissioned the affidavit sometime after I handed General Khan the white envelope. I'm aware that it stated on General Khan's statement that it was commissioned at 12:30, but this is not correct. I only commissioned the affidavit after I handed the white envelope to General Khan, which would have handed to him shortly before 1 or at 1 o'clock at the latest. In support of this, I've looked at the properties information of the type statement, and I noticed that the document was modified at 13:33.
Okay, witness, so if you can just pause there. There's a few things to deal with in that paragraph. So if you go to page 116 of the bundle.
Okay.
And until 118, is that the statement that was prepared by General Khan on the 4th of July 2018?
I confirm it is, but not with this strikeout at the bottom here. I made a copy of this affidavit when I signed it or when I commissioned it for myself.
Okay.
On my copy, there's nothing striked out.
Okay, you're referring on page 118. You confirm that that is
Yes.
the affidavit, and you confirm that where it's the commission of oath, that is your signature.
I confirm that.
And what you're saying is that the time that is referred to there, where it says, I certify that the deponent has acknowledged that he knows and understands the contents of the statement which was sworn to before me, and he placed his signature in my presence in Pretoria on 2018-0704 at 12:30. That is an incorrect time, because
Yes.
you say it would have been later, based on
Yes.
on what you could see from when the properties of the document, which we will get to.
I confirm that. The time and date was already pre-typed when General Khan gave me the statement.
And this is important because of the time when Advocate Johnson sent the email to you. It was also after that, after 12:30.
Yes. I commissioned the statement after receiving the email.
Okay. And in support of that, you mentioned the properties of the document being the statement of General Khan, which we find on page 38 of the bundle. If you can go there.
I confirm this is the last document. Date modified 2018-07-04-1333.
Okay, so what you're saying is that it follows that you would have only commissioned his statement after 1:30.
Yes.
Can we go back?
Sorry, before you move on, at that page 118, the affidavit, the strikeout that you say was not there when you commissioned this, there are initials next to, I suppose, verifying or confirming the strikeout. Does any of that scribbling belong to you?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. We can go back to your statement.
Sometime later, the same day, I think, or a day later, General Khan gave the white envelope with the contents of Advocate Johnson's email back to me. I kept the envelope, and as stated above, I did not delete Advocate Johnson's email. I do not have one specific reason for keeping the envelope and not deleting the email. The request just seemed suspicious, especially because Advocate Johnson asked for my personal email address and sent the email from her personal email address and asked me to delete the email thereafter. I kept the information and thought that if there was ever an investigation into the assault matter, that perhaps this would be relevant. But Brigadier Peckley resigned sometime in 2020 and nothing became of the assault case. I was very fearful to volunteer information, especially given the environment at Crime Intelligence at the time. I was also aware that Advocate Johnson's husband, Colonel Junaid Johnson, worked at Crime Intelligence, and him and General Khan had worked closely together. A disclosure of this nature may have been detrimental to me. However, when Advocate Johnson was appointed the head of IDAC in early 2022, I started thinking about this incident again, and it troubled me all over again. At the time, members of the Hawks were placed at IDAC to investigate matters at Crime Intelligence. I approached them on condition that my identity would be protected. I informed them of the incident and that I prepared a statement setting out my recollection of the incident. I did so in August 2022. As far as I'm aware, the DPCI officers investigated the matter, but nothing has come of it.
Sorry, Witness O, just for confirmation, that statement of yours appears on page 1 to 4 of the bundle. If you can go to the exhibit bundle. Then the annexures thereafter, do you confirm?
1 to 4, sorry ma'am.
Page 1 to page 4 of the exhibit bundle. Page 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes, I confirm this is my statement and my signature.
And this was the statement that you had submitted to the DPCI officers?
Yes, in 2022.
Okay, thank you. You can continue. Conclusion.
I'm confident that okay, thank you. I'm confident that the person I spoke to on General Khan's phone on 4 July was Advocate Johnson, and that she's the person who sent me the email, instructed me to give the contents of the email to General Khan and delete the email thereafter. I do not know if Advocate Johnson and General Khan have any connection other than the fact that General Khan and her husband work together. In January 2020, I was invited to General Khan's 50th birthday party where Advocate Johnson and Colonel Johnson were also in attendance. I do not know if Advocate Johnson denies that she told me to give the contents of the email to General Khan and delete the email thereafter, but if she does so deny, she would have to explain why would she send the email to me, a person that she does not know. I trust that my testimony will be of assistance to the Commission and its work.
Thank you, Witness O. Chair, that is the evidence of this witness.
Witness O, in paragraph 15, where you say after Advocate Johnson was appointed head of IDAC in 2022, you started thinking about this incident again, and it troubled you all over again. Can you just explain a bit what is it about that would have triggered that concern when she got appointed?
I think because she was appointed to an important post, it concerned me, because if this was above board, she would have sent it at the time from her official email to my official email, and that for me was suspicious.
And did General Khan give you any explanation when he said you speak to her on the phone, why the email was being sent to you?
No, he did not give me an explanation.
Before and after?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you very much, Colonel. You are excused.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Commissioners.